So the last class notes is ready anyway. After the class, I'll upload that separately to you and go forward. The last class, this one. Here, complete representation of object available to you. I added in the diagram to you. This one. Complete analysis of servlet, filter, and listener. Complete analysis. So I made a revision also already. Somewhere I repeated. So you can add listener for 3 locations, 3 objects you must see. You can add listener for servlet context, servlet request, and HTTP session. Demo purpose I given 3 listeners. So practical not available because I not added the notes. Now I'll add it. Okay, right. Now, after completing that servlet, filter, listener, always you are using at the rate of web servlet, at the rate of web filter, at the rate of listener. These 3 we highlighted as an annotation. So we write small definition about annotation. We write these 3, write the statements and close it, because example not needed. Above programs are examples of annotations indirectly. So make it define annotation, small 5 minutes. Define annotation. The tag based information, the tag based information which is added to the tag based information which is added to the programming components, like the tag based information which is added to the programming components like class, interface, method. The tag based information which is added to the programming components like class, interface, method, and variable is known as annotation. The tag based information which is added to the programming components like class, interface, method, and variable. The meaning, you can add annotation to class, you can add annotation to interface, you can add annotation to method, you can add annotation to variable. When you are adding for the method, you can add for constructor, because constructor is a method. It's a concept. So variable means both variable, primitive, non-primitive. Anyway, primitive do not have any annotations. We add for non-primitive. So that is the informations. Annotation means we are giving some information about that component. That information we call it as annotation. So point, right? How to identify annotation or how to declare annotation means we use at the rate of symbol. Make it. We use at the rate of symbol to represent annotations. We use at the rate of symbol to represent annotations. Whenever we want to represent some annotation, we are using at the rate of symbol, or if you want to identify any annotation from the project, if it at the rate of symbol is there, that indicates one annotation. It's a theory to you. Sir, you are saying that one tag based information. Tag means our shirts will have one price tag, no? Tag means one attachment, that's all. It is like an attachment. Without annotation also you can run the program. Because in servlet programming, annotation not there means you can run with web.xml by declaring the tags. By declaring the tags, a part of your web.xml, you can use it. If not, you can write annotation. Two options are there. So you are giving information to whom, or you are providing information to whom, or who is reading that information. Make a statement. Annotations will provide. Annotations will provide information. Annotations will provide information to compiler at compilation stage. Compiler at compilation stage, or information to execution control at execution stage. Execution control at execution stage. Look here, daily you are writing one servlet. Above that servlet you are writing at the rate of web servlet slash some URL pattern. Remove that slash and run it. Tomcat cannot be started. Error will come. You run yesterday's program, what is working? It also will not work. That only student will ask, sir, yesterday running, sir, today not running, that only. So that parser will be set under problem with Eclipse problem, that is. So if we remove that slash, I cannot identify the servlet. The meaning servlet cannot be identified. Means what? Annotation is supporting or giving information to executions. This is the servlet running on this annotation, giving information to some annotations will give information to execution control. Some annotations will give information to compilation at compiler. Means giving information to compiler at compilation stage. Means some annotation to compiler, some annotation to execution. Servlet program annotations are giving information to execution control. Core Java annotations too will be there at the rate of override, at the rate of suppress. These two are popular. These two are the annotations coming from core Java. They will give information to compiler. The two are compile time annotations. Remaining at the rate of web servlet, at the rate of filter, at the rate of listener, majorly we highlight these three. Right? These are all execution time informations they are giving. Finally, annotations will provide information to compiler at compilation stage or information to execution control at execution stage. It's a theory. Now, the following are some important annotations in core Java. The following are some important annotations in core Java. Override, at the rate of override, at the rate of suppress, suppress warnings, at the rate of override, at the rate of suppress warnings. These two are popular from core actually. At the rate rate of override annotation will give information to compiler at compilation stage to check the method is overriding method or not. At the rate of override annotation will give information to compiler at compilation stage to check the method is overriding method or not. Especially whenever the biggest method signatures are there, you take the support of at the rate of override, like your service method, like your do post method, do get method. Their methods are very large. Sometimes if you write uppercase, lowercase, especially do post, do get, because do post, do get methods are not abstract methods actually. If you you can check it already. Do post, if you don't write P uppercase also, error will not come. When you run it, it says that I cannot identify this request type, something will come. So immediately go and check the method actually. To overcome that, if you write at the rate of override, compiler will show the error. This method is having error, it shows. That is a technique. Generally for do post, do get, you must write at the rate of override. Asking the compiler to check my method is overriding, I return complete method signature correctly or not for overriding. So who is checking means compiler is checking. So who is getting the information means compiler is getting the information. So at the rate of override is giving information to compiler to check the method is overrided method or not, overriding method or not. It's a theory. Now at the rate of suppress warnings, I repeatedly say this point to you. Suppress, English meaning is close, dictionary meaning is close, not normal close. Forced to close, school teacher will scold the student, no, shut down your book means shut down the book or close the book, they'll say no. Forced to close. Suppress means forced to close, the meaning. Developer is forcing compiler to close the warning, that's called suppress warning. That shows one yellow marks to you here and there, yellow marks. So when the yellow marks are there, developer can say, why you are giving a warning to me? I am constructing, no, I know what I am constructing. Close it at the rate of suppress warning, that is the meaning. You are giving information to whom now? Compiler. So at the rate of suppress warning, will give the information to compiler to close the warning. Whatever the warning is there, close it out. You can apply that concept to all. At the rate of suppress warning serial, at the rate of suppress warning unchecked, at the rate of suppress warning not used, at the rate of suppress warning deprecated. Like this, you can add that terms and come. So to that, what the student has to do, you people in the real time also, you'll use some IDs. Anyway, one yellow mark will come. Click on that yellow mark, option will come at the rate of, click on it, automatically added. So up to advanced our issue not there. In the remaining course, no, number of annotations will be increased. So they will give, how means, they will run the application with both modes, with web.xml one mode. Again, they have to run that with the annotation. Both modes they have to run it and show to you from web services. So there the number of annotations will be increased. Here only limited will be there. Many will be there, here also not needed. We use 2 from core and 3 from advanced and go forward. That's the point. So finally, make a statement. At the rate of suppress warnings, at the rate of suppress warnings, annotation will give information to compiler, at compilation stage, close the raised warnings. To close the raised warnings. To close the raised warnings. Now, the following are, make a statement. The following are some important annotations in advanced Java. The following are some important annotations in advanced Java. So we highlight 3 here. One relate because total servlet chapter is 4 components only. Sorry, 3 components only. Servlet, filter, listener, that's all. Among that you must be strong with the servlet because you are a servlet programmer. Filter and listener used in web services for security. The 2 idea must be there. Annotations used in web services. Idea must be there. Servlet knowledge should be carried forward. You have to carry the servlet knowledge forward. Because servlet programming over means you can learn Spring flavor, you can learn your web service flavor. So somebody asked, can I attend Spring Boot? Of course, directly attending not possible, but you can manage it. Because basic flavor you can attend other courses also. Means Spring related modules you can sit directly. Web service, microservice you can sit directly. Because they all will take the data from the web browser only, no? They all will take the data from web browser. They all will interact with HTTP protocol only. Already you had some information, no? Maybe they will do some other configurations will be very high because automated, no? Frameworks. Framework means what? You never do anything. Already available, we use it. To use them, some configurations will be there. You have to install this, you have to set this, you have to link it, you have to create this, you have to run it. They're all configurations will be very high. Writing very less only, configuration. To run this, what I must do. To use this, what I must do. To map that, what means web.xml files will be increased. So by seeing that web.xml files increased, student will feel that, sir, it is very hard, they'll feel it. The reason, you practice Java coding and came, suddenly XML code will be increased. XML you don't know, no? Generally you will spend time in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, maybe Angular. XML you not yet touch, no? Suddenly if you go for web service or any other, they'll write XML documents, they'll write it. By seeing that XML document, student will feel that the course is very hard. XML document is 1% only. XML is 1 or 2% only, that one. If we can read that bit properly or some work if we do it, remaining all 90% our Java flavor only. Remaining all 90% our Java flavor only. So that point you have to utilize that idea. Means what? Whatever the servlet information is there, carry forward and go to the remaining modules. After servlet, filter. After filter, listener. Only 3, no? So here annotations also we highlighted 3. One annotation regarding servlet, one annotation regarding filter and listener. So the following are some important annotations in advanced Java at the rate of web servlet, web servlet, at the rate of web, at the rate of web filter, at the rate of web listener. These 3 at least you must remember it going for the next course. Look here, see there? At the rate of web servlet, annotation will hold URL pattern and supports execution control to identify servlet program for execution. It will help to identify, means used for mapping. Whenever I want, see HTML form will say HTML form action is equal to /ta, not slash, sorry. HTML form where action is equal to TAS You submitted the data. The data is submitted to DIS. But actually what is happening internally means when you click on submit, you are submitting on your web browser actually. So from web browser, request should go to DIS. Request means what? HTTP protocol request actually. What that now? The request will be constructed. HTTP protocol will construct the request. Now it takes your data, keep in that request actually. That is called request. Request means your HTTP protocol header and body part will be there. Among that header part, the data is kept. And the request is going to DIS. The concept. To identify this DIS, two options are there. One, through annotation I can identify, or through web.xml I can identify. So I'll identify with annotation. At the rate of web servlet is saying that I had one URL pattern if it can be matched. So down one servlet name is there. If it is matched, low it. Now what happened now? At the rate of web servlet / DIS display servlet now. Now execution control will come. Execution control means execution control will accept that request. Now the execution control has to divert that request from here and there, it has to move it. Now that execution control activates display servlet by using annotation. Understood now? Now after that display servlet, the one request object created. Request object is a storage. Request to storage. Totally meaning actually. Object is a storage now for us. So request to storage means I want to load the data coming from the request, create some short memory. That only servlet request object. Object is a memory, you know. Now that request object created, whatever the data available in the HTTP protocol, that is dumped there. That's a concept. Now from there we are collecting into servlet. That only happened. So here in this process what happened now? Sir, annotation helped execution control to identify the servlet program for execution. Make a statement. At the rate of web servlet, annotation will hold servlet servlet URL pattern. At the rate of web servlet, annotation will hold servlet URL pattern and supports execution control. At the rate of web servlet, annotation will hold servlet URL pattern and supports execution control to identify the servlet program for execution. Servlet program for execution. Web filter, same process. Web filter, annotation will hold filter URL pattern and supports execution control to identify the filter program for execution. At the rate of web listener, at the rate of web listener, at the rate of web listener, annotation will support execution control to execute listeners. So few things to remember like this. Anything, right? Okay. One question is there, can we execute servlet program without web.xml? Yes or no? Na? So the meaning is without web.xml support. The meaning without web.xml support. If you go for Spring Boot, and less XML documents will be there generally. So Spring Boot will be easy only generally. I must not say everything, I'll say easy only. I'll say one student is saying that only yesterday. Sir, everything I must say easy only as a trainer to motivate it. I must not create hard, no. If I fear, my student will be fear. If I fear, my student will be fear. Right? When I jump into that water, I'll say nothing is there, jump it, I'll say. But in jumping, you must know, no, whether you know swimming or not. So I feel, I personally felt it. When I am working, I felt it. Because I worked with all modules, we worked. So we feel that Spring Boot is easy. So try it. Of course, for a batch not started, somebody said to me, I also said the same note to you that Vijay Kumar sir has been started for NASCOM not available. You said to me already. I passed the same query for them. Within 2 days, I'll give a feedback to you. Right? Batches. If Spring Boot is there, no need to wait for Spring Core and Spring MVC. Hope I given a much clarity in Servlet. With that knowledge, enter it and collect the materials and work more. Read more. If anything you are understanding, gather. Much videos are there in the online and so on. You are in the Amirpet anyway, much materials also available. You can collect them and read. Some work you have to do from your side. Some work. So from now, you have to increase some work from your side. So some informations they will give it. Some information through our notes is. Some information you gather from some videos or somewhere. Some information through material. At last you must gather. Any new thing occurred in the framework, you are not understanding there. Write that all terms in a paper and come back and search it. For meaning wise or component wise or content wise, like this if you can do within 10 days, easy only, you can manage it easily. So remaining all, hope they will be easy because you know language, you know technology. You know core Java, you know Servlet. Servlet comes under technology. I'll apply the knowledge for the next level of learning Spring, for the next level of learning web service. That's called knowledge. I'll transform my Servlet knowledge to the next level. That's called technology. Core Java means fundamental. They will use variable, they'll use method, they'll use block, that only they'll use it, sir. I know core Java, sir. That only class, that's called core Java. Core Java means language part. Advanced Java means technology, we say. Technology means the knowledge gained from me, transform to the next level to understand it. In the next level, clumsy will be there because modules, they may come in the linely because only 3 faculties will come to you. Maybe Natras sir, if not Vijay Kumar sir, if not Raghu sir. If any new faculties are there, some names I don't know. These 3 I know. These 3 are the senior most faculties in that sector generally. So down sector we are available. Advanced Java faculties we are available. Down sector core Javas are there. There's some levels we maintain. We are under single team only. You can see that silver sheet. We all names will be in that single sheet again. We are all under Java team. We are all adjusted and running actually. It's like a department for us. Java department. If any your book is there, no core Java blue color book they'll give to you. Nowadays they are not giving, I think, right? Previously they used to, when you register, they'll give one book to you freely, I think free or 100 rupees, I don't know. That book also prepared by us only. We only prepared that book actually. One free material will be there for you. Whether they are giving or not, I don't know. Because of this corona situation, they decrease that level. So that all teams we worked at actually. The review will be done. Natras sir will do, he will do, your Harikrishna sir will do. The review will be done. All will be done and one output will come. So like this, some levels are there for us. 3 are available. The 3 will be busy. Generally, they start one batch, but they'll take much time for them because lot more components that to coordinate and come. So in that process, if any new people are there to come over there, you can join it. Content that only will be there. I said no, just now you have to coordinate the remaining things for taking more other inputs. You have to take it, because major two levels we are giving to you. One is language level, one is technology level. We give correctly. That's the information. Within 2 days, I'll give the information when the batch is started. Okay, right now. So here I'll put a full stop for the servlet. Servlet not ended because servlet is waiting for the next level. Servlet says that I want filter, be given filter. Servlet says that I want listener, I given listener. Servlet says that I want one annotation to identify me, we give an annotation. So all are linked to servlet only. Now the servlet is saying that don't write HTML code in the servlet program. Why you are writing here? According to MVC, I will not give the response. Call someone to give the response. That only JSP. Now it is asking for one more layer. I want separate layer for output. Servlet is saying that I want a separate layer for output, because servlet is saying that I am busy in accepting the request and coordinating the remaining components. In that process, again you are asking me to construct the response. The load is very high on me. So please adjust one separate layer for the view. Then we are bringing that JSP inside. When the JSP comes inside, print writer, set content type, the 2 lines will not be there. This is the first point you have to remember it. What is the 2 points will not be there? Print writer, set content type. Why, sir? The 2 are responses are not now. But when who is the response now? JSP is coming. When the JSP comes as a response, the 2 lines are not needed. Alright. Now make a sliding. Separate page if you are maintaining notes. Star mark IMP. Last part, servlet is saying that I want JSP as a response. I want JSP as a response. Right. 2 minutes. Don't write that paragraph. 2 minutes. Look here. JSP stands for Java Server Page. The meaning is from server, one page is generated as output. From server, one page is constructed and generated as response. So they call it as Java Server Page, which is response from web application. Which is response from web application. JSP is tag-based programming language. This is very important point. If I asked HTML easy na, core Java easy na, what you will say? Louder. I will not feel it, you can say it. Which HTML. Because HTML, to learn HTML, degree also not needed. 8th class boy also can learn it. Yes or no na. Logic not there. Logic not there, no mind usage. The people will be speaking much in that classes because logic not there. Right? If we continue for 45 to 2 months, they'll get bored also. Kuch bhi nahi rehta is page. Because all tags only 50 to 60 tags will be there. I had it. That one will be there. Understand now? So tag based means you are using the tags. You are not constructing the tags. Actually, tag based developer also there. You are a tag based users. See, suppose H1 is there. H1 is there, no header. Some font will come or not now. H1 some fonts are, H2 some fonts are, headers you are calling it as. How font is coming? Background, one program is running or not now. So somebody written the programs for the tags and given to you. You are learning the tags. So when you are learning the tags, sir, tag based coding is very easy when compared to normal coding, structured coding, object oriented coding. These are all headache parts, sir. Tag based is very easy. The students has one phobia also, no? Sir, I am from non-IT, sir. Somebody said don't go to core Java. Lengthy code is there. Wherever the drag and drop is there, you go there. Drag and drop you can find only in UI technology because colors will be there. Because somebody will go there. Because easy will be there. Threat also will be there. Easy is there, everybody can come and dominate it. That only drawback. Easy is there, threat also will be there. I am saying openly this. Why means, you know Angular 13, you are a good painter, your package 6 lakhs. Suddenly one new aspirants will come. I can work for 2 lakhs, sir, for my job not there, means same work you will do. Yes or no, na? Yes or no? Your 6 years experience, you have 6 lakhs per you. One new bike came yesterday with Angular 13. Same painting work only. You also red color will give, you also red color will give. Why? Because logic not there, no. Java developer different. Code writer different. An experience goes. He can imagine a number of lines. Yes or no? Because we asked to be in the code writing. Experience goes, replacement will not be there for you. Experience adds on, replacement not there. Experience means what? I participated in 2 life cycles of project, 3 life cycles of project. My mind imagination expanded. Not only power of code writer. Very hard also, frankly speaking, because entering and starting levels will be very hard. But when experience goes on, uniqueness will be there, because number of errors. Example, if you work more and if you work, suppose if you show one program, maximum I'll say the error, because 22, 22, 23 errors will be there. That only will come. Remaining all environment problem only for you. Sir, yesterday software updated, sir. Yesterday I connected to net, sir. Yesterday I installed a new antivirus, sir. It will block the threads. That problems will be there. Programmatical problem will not be there. We can judge it. 18 to 19 errors will come. Correctly, if you remember 18 to 19, remaining errors will not come. That's a technique. That's called experience. So, experience will make you unique in the normal code writing of Java, Python, .NET. There are languages. Wherever the tag-based components are there, everybody can do the same work. So, when it comes to our Java language, they given one tag-based programming language known as JSP. Because of this, when the student comes to JSP, they'll feel relaxed. The reason, all are readily available here. That looks like HTML code. We can use the tags and we can write the program. The last statement, JSP is tag-based programming language, which is more easy when compared to servlet program. Servlet programmer means you are all programmer indirectly. Servlet programmer means indirectly you are all programmer only. Core Java means indirectly you can convert into all technologies very easily. If you are correct in Java, Selenium you can learn it, Android you can learn it, DevOps you can learn it. So all are linked there only, no? The same way, Servlet if you know correctly, remaining are linked there. When compared to Servlet, JSP is more easy. We will save the programs in JSP with .JSP as an extension. Up to now, we are saving the program with .java, no? So JSP is not a Java file. It is .JSP, separate programming language. Understood this point now? .C, .cpp, .html, .css, .javascript, .java. So .JSP is a separate programming language. Understood this point or not now? So we save the program with .JSP. What is the major advantage of JSP is, you can take one JSP program, you can write Java codes, you can write HTML codes. I know core Java, sir, I know Servlet, sir, write it. I know HTML, sir, I know CSS, sir, I know JavaScript, write it. Both you can write in the single file. That is advantage. Understood this point now? So the Java codes you can write it, and HTML code also you can write it. The third one, last one, that only. JSP programs are combinations of both HTML code and Java code. Understood now? Right. Sir, if I want to write HTML code, tags I know, sir. Because HTML also tag based, JSP also tag based. I can bring the tags here. Whatever the tags I learned from HTML trainer, I'll bring all tags into JSP. You can bring it. But whenever I want to write a Java code, how, sir? Because you said a tag-based programming code, how to write tags again? How to write that tags holding Java code means? Then JSP say that I will give a tags to you. JSP provide the following tags to write Java code part of JSP. Only 3 parts will be there. 1, 2, 3. I given a number now. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 tags are available. What is the first tags now? Scripting tags. What is the second one now? Directive tags. What is the third one now? Action tags. Only 3 tags. Among that, I given a subcategory. Only that is the tags. If we know them correctly, JSP is over. Because JSP takes only 3 days. JSP only, not MVC. This tax takes only 3 days. Today Monday, no? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday, you'll get a grip on JSP. After that, Servlet will come inside. Then we are going to mix that JSP and Servlet. We are going to mix it. Already Servlet means these many components will come as a team. No, it's a headache. Servlet is coming means how many objects will come? Almost request will come, response will come. Of course, print writer will not get it. Context will come, all objects will come, and the JSP has to control all these objects. We train how to interact with that objects. If you know JSP interacting with that object, course will be ended. So finally, how many tags are there in JSP now? 3. What are they? Scripting tags, directive tags, action tags. This theoretical, you have to read it. Right? Write it if possible. Who are writing? If management knows I started JSP, immediately they'll bounce me. They are waiting for my room again because I not informed them. If I informed, they'll remove and they'll keep something batch will. After a long time, I also crossed the strength 300 after pandemic today. I came back to my original strength. Before pandemic, our rooms are filled. Pandemic, corona, these all situations came and dropped. No, again the strength is increasing because fear gone. No, they are coming out. I think. So 3 tags you have to have it. Scripting tags, directive tags, action tags. You write that subcategory. On all the tags, I'm writing programs and showing to you how to write the codes using that tags. We'll train it. So 3 days we train only JSP without Servlet. Servlet not there. Database not there. We never use them. Just plain tags only we use it. How to use that tags. After getting informations, then mix all. If you mix all, that becomes MVCs. Under scripting, we highlight 3 tags. Scriptlet tag, expression tag, declarative tag, directive tags, page tag, include tag, tag lib. Action tags, there are 9 will be there, but I am highlighting 6. Include, forward, PARAM, use bean, set property, get property. I am highlighting 6 tags. If possible, everybody should have that names, if possible, because theoretically first. So why JSP means, you speak very simply, don't need to speak much huge. JSP is response of your web application, nothing but response of your servlet program according to MVC. JSP stands for Java Server Page. We save the programs in JSP with .JSP as an extension. Major advantage of JSP is we can write HTML code and Java code together. There is a major flexibility of JSP. So coding flexibility will be very easy because whatever you learned in HTML, all you can dump into JSP, the answers will come. Table tag, that all tags are there, no? Easily you can dump it. Very easily you can dump it. So all answers will come. Whatever you learn from UI technology, you can dump it there. It's a major advantage of JSP. Because the rich responses will come. Generally, you are all printing. Many people are printing it already. When you are reading the data, you are creating some good screens and you are reading the data. When you are displaying the data, normal you are displaying or not now. If we take JSP, you know HTML means you can write tags inside the JSP. Good look will come. Outputs will come with good look. That's a major advantage. That only you are going to do now. All your projects you are going to convert into JSP outputs. So I am also going to write one or two applications live to you. Right. Can I start theoretical? Right. See there. So first level is read the theoretical and by heart that all tags if possible. Because why you have to by heart it means JSP question. If they ask a question, you must know. Scriptlet tag, terminology, director tag, action tag. The tag belongs to which category? At least you must know theoretically. When you go for interview, the tags you have to by heart it and go. Names at least. What they will do very easy. See that. Scriptlet tag. See there are 2 minutes. Scripting tags now. Scripting tags are used to write Java code part of JSP programs. Means normal Java code you can write it. pw.println. That code is there, no? String pname is equal to req dot get parameter of something. That all codes you can write directly. So scripting tags are used to write Java code part of JSP programs. Scripting tags again categorized into 3 types. One is a scriptlet, one is expression, one is declarative. See the tags? This is the tag. Scriptlet tag, this is the tag. 1 percentile symbol, 1 percentile. This is scriptlet. This is expression. See there. 1 percentile equal to will be there. Declarative now. Declarative. Here exclamatory mark is there. It's called declarative. So finally, using scriptlet, what I can do? Scriptlet tag is used to write normal Java code. Anyway, whatever the Java program is there, directly you can write part of JSP. Expression tag means sending some content to web browser directly. Expression tag is used to assign the value to variable or which is used to display the data to the web browser. Whenever you want to send some data to the web browser directly, you can take the support of expression tag. This is equal to. Declarative tag means used to declare variables and methods. Whenever you want to write some variables and methods in JSP program, we can take the support of a declarative tag. These 3 tags comes under scripting tags. Write it if possible. If not, wait for the notes. Anything. You write that names and keep it. That notes I'll add it. Correct. Now see there. Scriptlet tag, expression tag, declarative tag. That is under scripting tags. Some directive tags are available now. This is directive tags. Directive tags 3 types will be there. Page, include, tag, lib. 3 types. The tags which are used to specify directions in translation. That point, if you don't understand also, I'll write JSP lifecycle, one term is there. In that JSP lifecycle, I'll show that translation process. Anyway, here the tags will give some directions in translation process. We call it as directive tags. Three types will be there: page, include, tag lib. This is a syntax. At the rate of is not annotation here. At the rate of page. The page direct to tag specify, translated to add, related attribute to current JSP page. This attribute means these are the attributes. First program, after seeing the first program, an idea will come anyway. Attributes include, when the output is coming out, the output is included with one page. Include, tag lib. I'll write the program and show directly. Can I write it? Notes, can I send it directly? When I write the program, I'll explain them tags to you. Using that 6 tags, I'm writing a program. One is scriptlet tag, expression tag, declarative tag. One is at the rate of page, at the rate of include, at the rate of tag lib. So I am not writing at the rate of tag lib now. Remaining tags I'll write it. Okay, right? The program is JSP application to read value and display the factorial of read number, no better, read number and display the factorial of given number, factorial of. So I am starting with input.html. I am starting. We will have to read the number now. Right. See there, all of you, what I am doing. Same process. Servlet programmer by default, JSP programmer. Servlet programmer by default, JSP programmer you are. It will be easy only for you. Oh, see there, I'll draw the first program. What I am going to do. Already there I hear. I am taking one input.html. I am taking input.html where I am entering some value or number. I am entering some value. I am entering some 4 now. Parameter, I am taking it as V. I am taking parameter. Here, find the factorial. Find the factorial. Here, action is equal to, generally, if it is a servlet program, URL pattern will be there. For JSP, directly program name like this, display.jsp. Directly I am writing the program name. Observe this point now. I am submitting the data to display.jsp. Directly program name I am writing. No URL pattern, direct program name. Now, whenever I say display.jsp, that display.jsp will be loaded. When the display.jsp loaded, JSP is holding Java code. The Java code is nothing but a servlet code. Servlet means config will come. Servlet code only, no. So servlet config will come. And the servlet config will have a name. In JSP it says that I only will give one name, implicit name. we call it as implicit name. I'll give it as a config, implicit name. Here, HTTP servlet request is created. HTTP servlet request is created. HTTP servlet request is created. I only will give a implicit name for it. Implicit name is request. Here variables JSP only will give the name. For config it only giving the name automatically config. For request it only giving the name as request. So in the request I will hold v is equal to 4. I will hold it. It will hold in the form of string, no, anyway, right? Now response, HTTP servlet response. HTTP servlet response. And the implicit name is response. I only will give the name to it. Response. Now, JSP says that I only will create one object automatically, that is not print writer, it is JSP writer. Very careful. Now print writer, JSP writer, JSP writer. She is saying that I only will create one implicit object known as JSP writer. Implicit name is out. I only will give the name to it. And here I will have link is available here. So these are the JSP objects you are imagining now. Now, after imagining these objects now, I'll write the program. See there. Okay, sir. The control will go to display.jsp. Before that, see there. Stop the Tomcat. Create one dynamic web project. Here, JSP application 1. I am taking JSP application 1. Right click on JSP application 1. Build path. Configure build path. Here add external jar, that is servlet only. So everything is servlet flavor only. JSP also having the objects of servlet only, no. So servlet jar only. Under this JSP, under SRC, under main web app, right click on this new, here HTML, what you created up to now. So input dot HTML, click on finish. Sir, form tag here.